Hey YouTube, it's the morning brew, and it's Wednesday. Couple of days late, right? Hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day weekend for all of you over here in the States. And yeah, I guess I did take my birthday off. Actually, ironically, I didn't take my birthday off. I did record. I just didn't feel it was worth sharing. That makes sense? The quality of the video wasn't up to par, quote unquote. Anyways, got a couple of share-worthy stories and a quick little thank you. So, I normally don't share my birthday. Long story for that, but this year my mother-in-law and my girls and my wife were really nice to throw me a little party. Well, little family get-together. Me, the wife, the kids, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and grandma. And of course, this was my cake topper. Really cool Ninja Turtles cake topper that now sits on my desk. And I love it. So, yeah, had a great day. As far as birthday wishes, thanks to everybody. I mean, a lot of birthday wishes from every which way you could think of. So, it's always nice to feel loved. I will say that for some reason I've been suffering from in the last 2 days I've been suffering from serious insomnia, and I'm talking try and go to bed at 10:30, 11, then suddenly wake up at 1 and not able to go back to sleep till about 4:35. No reason. The last 2 days just wide awake. So it kind of sucks, but we'll move forward to more entertaining things. So on Monday they aired let's get to the news. Monday, they aired the Unauthorized Saved by the Bell story based on Dustin Diamond's book. Now, I talked about the casting a few weeks back, and I talked about how Dustin Diamond's a major douche. Suck a lemon, dude. You suck. Yeah, that works. I watched the whole thing. It was a hard pill to swallow, to say the least. First off, most of the story is based around Dustin Diamond's personal experience, quote unquote. I half expected to see everybody in that show having, promiscuous sex and doing drugs, as he claimed. But the writers did something else. The writers seem to have taken the structure of what he claims happened. They didn't delve into any promiscuous activities outside of typical teenager stuff, going to parties where they shouldn't be drinking, trying to impress girls by showing them the set, as he claimed that Mario Lopez would do. And at first I thought, let me explain one thing. We all remember Saved by the Bell, Zach would pause. He would pause the scene and do a little monologue. Well, the movie starts off with Mark Paul Gosselaar, or the kid who plays Mark Paul Gosselaar, who will play Zach, pausing the scene, and all of a sudden, Dustin Diamond, you get the gist. Dustin Diamond interrupts him and tells him, no, this is my story. And that's when immediately I thought, oh goody, we get to hear Dustin Weiner's side of things. And oh my gosh, was it just a giant woe is screech story. He claimed everything from parental abuse to the directors and producers just hating him or abusing him or not getting his sense of humor. Needless to say, I think his character or his personality came through genuinely, because a lot of stuff I read in the past was that he was constantly trying to get attention. He was constantly trying to impress everybody and act like he was nothing like his character on the show. So he would try and make people laugh in the most inappropriate times, or he would laugh at the most inappropriate times. There were multiple scenes in the movie where people are trying to rehearse their lines and rehearse their scene, and he's off to the side doing duck noises to make other cast members or guest stars laugh, and the director getting upset with him. There was the famous scene where Jesse admits to taking trucker pills, the caffeine pills, and the whole "I'm so excited" bit. And I'll say this much: when I was a teenager, it had no effect on me. They were caffeine pills. But unfortunately, Dustin Diamond's character portrayal was that when that scene was being practiced before they went live on the studio audience, he laughed his head off at Elizabeth Berkley's portrayal. And even said, "Come on, guys, this is comedic. It's not like she's on heroin. It's just caffeine pills. Boo-hoo." And the funny thing is that for what seemed to it would be a giant ego stroke to Dustin Diamond and, just to like, oh, look how terrible they treated him. That's how I came off at first. But eventually you realize that, man, this kid just had it so good and could not appreciate what he had, and he had to whine and complain. He was the one that stayed around the longest in the show. He was in the college years, which the actor who portrayed Mr. Belding was not. He also went on to continue on with the two spin-off series. And his character even became a teacher and a security guard or something like that. Like, something weird. So it's one of those things where for someone who claims he was so mistreated and felt so terrible and out of place in this show, why just stick around for so long? At least the rest of the cast moved on. Yeah, they came back and did guest appearances here and there. Did a couple of straight-to-TV movies, the Hawaii Wedding, and stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody decided to move on. And you don't hear them complaining. So Dustin Diamond just came off as a total tool and a whiner. And it wasn't a very good movie to begin with. The kid who played Mark Paul Gosselaar, I don't know what was up with his eyebrows, but they had these like Kit Kat bar eyebrows drawn on him. I don't know if those are his natural eyebrows or jeez. They really needed to trim those down. It was terrible. Anyway, let's move on. So over the weekend, everybody was at PAX and I was home. There was a leak from Nintendo. Apparently somebody in Nintendo of France, while trying to submit to the ESRB rating system for Super Smash Bros. 3DS, accidentally sent it to a bunch of people that shouldn't have gotten it in the first place. So there's rumors that there's a possible confirmed full roster. Nintendo's not commenting on it, although they showed trophies and game modes that we haven't seen yet. And everything looks pretty genuine, including a character that wasn't even announced till the weekend or the day of the leak. So there was no way of knowing that character was in the roster unless it was official. So, the returning characters will be, and I'll have to read this for you, Ganondorf from Legend of Zelda, Wario from, of course, Mario World, and the Mario Land, Super Mario Land and the Game Boy games, the Wario World, and the WarioWare games. Hopefully it's the Wario from the Wario World, the WarioWare games, because he was a little bit more off-key and a lot more fun to play. Mr. Game & Watch making a comeback. Jigglypuff, of course, veteran from the first game that nobody really cares for, but a lot of people are really good when they use her. Falco, who was laid off as a Star Fox clone, and that's one thing I'm kind of peeved about. Ness is confirmed finally, so Mother and Earthbound fans, you can be happy he's still there. Of course, Rob makes a comeback, which makes me happy. I like Rob. I didn't play him much, but I just like seeing him there. He was what made Nintendo sell that first wave of systems. So we owe a lot to Rob. So we should show a lot of love and respect for Rob. I think Rob the robot was cool. Wish I had owned him. I never got one. And of course, finally, Dr. Mario. So far, 2 clones announced, Dr. Mario and Falco, and many people are not happy about that. And honestly, Ganondorf is also a clone of Captain Falcon. So technically 3 clones. Wow. So I don't know how to feel about that. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully they tweaked him a little bit more than before. Dr. Mario was really, in Melee he was just a straight Mario clone that threw pills instead of fireballs. Yes, he was a little stronger and a little bit faster. Just couldn't get into it. And as far as Ganondorf, he's Captain Falcon, clone, just like Falco's a clone of Star Fox. There's really no difference. Like, so when Wolf came in, all three of them played pretty much the same in Melee. So I don't know how I feel about that. But in the new roster, it's pretty basic. On what's left is the Duck Hunt dog. I'm not kidding. The Duck Hunt dog and Bowser Jr. Now Bowser Jr. seems to have brought the little helicopter canopy thing that they use, that Bowser and him use a lot. What's interesting to me is a Duck Hunt dog. I've been waiting for years to slap the crud out of this dog, and I finally may get a chance. Of course, the game comes out on October 3rd. That means that Nintendo has about a month to finish announcing the rest of the roster, and not counting DLC. Rumors has it that Snake and a bunch of other characters that weren't officially announced will be coming to us via DLC. And Nintendo is already starting to do a lot of free DLC for a lot of their new titles, like Hyrule Warriors, where you're going to get, if you register the game within the first month of release, you get Ganondorf costumes from Ocarina of Time and from Twilight Princess. That's through Club Nintendo. And you also get pre-order bonuses like the Ocarina of Time costumes through Amazon and the Twilight Princess costumes through GameStop. So Nintendo is doing a little bit of the DLC. So we're going to see what happens and how they go about it. I will say that I got my pre-order bonuses for the bundle pack for Mario Kart. And I'll say this. Let me know in the comments if you've suffered the same thing. But my game is now buggy. My online play and my offline play will randomly tell me that data has been installed and pause the game, and all of a sudden the controllers don't work. And suddenly my character will start going in reverse or in circles without no buttons being touched. Or we'll get booted from online play because it'll say disconnection because loss of data or something like that. And my least favorite is just simply the controller goes haywire and nothing works, and we get a pause screen that nobody can exit, and we have to force restart the system. This all started happening thanks to the update. Now Nintendo is pretty new with this whole updating system, and it's pretty new to DLC, so I'm going to give it the fair shot of like, okay, well, the official DLC isn't going to be released till November. And the pre-order bonuses and the BMW stuff was free. Well, pre-order bonuses were technically not free, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm giving them a chance. I hold faith that they'll fix it. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments if you were playing Mario Kart 8 and you're suffering from the same bugs that I have been encountering, or am I the only one? Who knows? Last but not least, looks like Netflix has jumped the gun. Oh, when it comes to Gotham. Oh, Bruce Wayne's crying a tear right now. Jumping the gun is exactly what got him to... Oh, I'll stop. Anyways, yes, Netflix jumped the gun on the on-demand services or on-demand rights to Gotham before it even airs. Gotham is set to air on September 22nd on Fox. Gotham being the prequel to, well, Batman, basically. This is Commissioner Gordon back in his detective days, dealing with the likes of the Riddler, Catwoman, Ivy, and the rest of them before they become the supervillains that we all know and fear. Now, the show looks promising, although a lot of people are very speculating a lot. Although what's tough to understand is they have a deal with Warner Brothers as far as their movies and TV shows, and they air their seasons basically right before the next season starts. So Gotham will air this fall in 19 days, and will pretty much come to an end around spring. But then, during Comic-Con season or con season, Netflix is set to release the full season on their service. Meaning we will not be having on-demand services for Gotham, which is going to be strange. So, keep an eye out, and if you're planning to watch it, DVR it. Because you may not get a shot to watch it otherwise. So, with that, come to the end of the show, keeping it tight again. Quick on the questions. Well, what did you watch the Saved by the Bell and Unauthorized Story? Yes or no? Do you agree that Dustin Diamond is kind of full of it? Should just eat up, swallow his pride and be happy at it. He was a working actor for a while. And of course, Super Smash Bros. Roster leaks. Do you believe him? Do you not believe him? Who do you hope to see in the DLC? And last but not least, Gotham. Do you plan on watching it or are you passing on it? That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow or whenever that is. But until next time, do yourself a favor. Enjoy your brew.